If you write with AI, you are not the writer, is one thing that I often hear from some of the many Facebook groups out there around different authors and artists and other people who are opposed to AI. And you notice there's been quite a lot of backlash in the author community and in the artist community, where there is virtually no backlash in any other industry that I know of. And it's fueled primarily by a misunderstanding of the technology as well as fear. So in this video, I'm here to put your mind at ease, to counteract some of these arguments that you are likely to hear, as well as to point out some of the grains of truth that they might have, because some of them come from very intelligent people who have some important points that we do need to consider as we go into the future of this new technology. And in this video, I'm going to be looking at 3 of these arguments, some of which are mildly related. And in the future, probably do a couple more videos like this one, getting into some of the other hot topic arguments that people hear. But let's start with the first one, which is if you write with AI, you're not actually a writer. This comes from a general misunderstanding of how AI actually works in practice, as well as how the author interacts with AI to use it. If you watch any of the videos on my channel, you'll realize that writing with AI is a lot more than just pushing a button and getting a book. Even in instances where an author is using AI to do the bulk of the writing, it usually requires a heavy amount of editing after the fact to get it to a place where it is actually ready to be read and make coherent sense and have a style that's enjoyable and all of that. Without that editing, the book is usually not good. And I don't know any author who actually wants to put out entirely AI generated work, because if you can't even read it to verify that it fits your vision, then like what point is it? And if you're just generating content without any interest in the actual topic of the book, then I agree that that kind of a person is not a writer. I don't know what is motivating that person, but it's certainly not the joy of creating a story. Nevertheless, quite a bit of work for the author that does want to create a story and build on this mythology that they've probably had in their head for some time. That takes work to get that into fruition, even if you're using AI to do the bulk of the writing. And what people who say that if you're writing with AI, you're not a writer, what those people are saying, or what they don't understand, is that AI writing is very much a collaborative process. People have been collaborating in other ways for centuries. Some of these collaborations include, but are not limited to, co-writing with another author, participating in a writer's room, a group of authors, using a plotting template or plotting software to help you write the book, and even hiring an editor or a book coach to kind of walk you through the entire process and help you edit and get it up to snuff. And that's just scratching the surface. There are other mediums like film, television, video games that require massive amounts of collaboration between tons of different people, and it's not just one person creating that product. AI is not replacing writers, and it is not writing the bulk of the book for you. Anyone who's actually used AI will know this. It is instead a productivity and a collaborative tool to help you bounce ideas off of the AI, to help you generate outlines and characters and flesh out things that you wouldn't have done if you had been doing it the traditional way, because you just wouldn't have had the time. It's a way to even generate a first draft, as long as you're willing to put in the effort of substantially editing it later. Because let's be real, it is easier to edit a terrible draft than it is to write a good one from the beginning. And yes, it almost always requires substantial edits. And I think that even as AI gets much, much better, it's going to continue to be very difficult. I've read a lot of work from different authors who have been using the Claude 3 models, which in my opinion are the gold standard. And there's still a lot of things that I can point to, like, yeah, that needs to improve, this needs to improve, not just in the language. The language is actually often better than what authors would have had in the past, but just in the structure, you know, like what's the first line? Are we hooking the reader? Are we spending enough time in their head or too much time in their head? Are we giving enough description? Are we moving at a good pace throughout the story? All of that stuff is something that the AI is not really good at, and I don't think we'll be good at for quite a while. Although the technology advances so fast that who knows what we'll see in even the next 2-3 years. But the point is, the end result of an AI-human collaboration is this patchwork of things where you don't really know where the AI ends and the human begins, because they've been so intimately mixed together. And all of these tools do not work without the human guiding them. The human is still the person steering the ship, and therefore it is still the human that wrote that book. All right, the second argument that I see people often float online is that AI somehow removes that human spark, the human element from creativity, and that it somehow loses a little bit of soul when we use AI. Now, I will say it is true that with minimal human input, the output that AI gives does kind of feel a little bit soulless, and it's just not very interesting, if I'm being honest. But that said, that's only if AI doesn't have a whole lot of human input, and I actually do think that AI is getting better and better to the point which there are going to be things generated with AI in the very near future that we won't realize was generated with AI and will bring us to real human emotion. It'll make us laugh, it'll make us cry, and we won't even realize it was written with AI. And yeah, that's a little scary, but it's also just the reality of this technology and the way it's advancing. I think it's very possible that at some point in the next 5 years, you will be extremely moved by something that AI wrote. But remember that this is still a collaborative process. So if the AI wrote it, chances are a human told it to do so, and a human guided it in such a way to make it moving. Thankfully, we're not at a point where the AI can do that by itself yet. And if the resulting text is soulless and lacks that human edge, that really is going to be on the part of the author, showing that they didn't edit or they didn't guide it well enough, which is really no different than an author who just isn't a good writer, who's just putting out stuff without any effort. Good writing usually takes experience, and it usually takes quite a bit of time to get to a point where it can be truly exceptional. And just because you add AI into the mix does not really change that fact. As always, AI is not meant to replace the work that humans do, but act as a tool to help in the productivity and collaboration with that author. It allows humans to take their own creative spark, their creative energy, and enhance it and actually bring it to life using tools. It's the same if you were using Adobe Photoshop as an artist or any other number of tools to actually create your vision. VFX artists in the film industry have known this for decades now because they're constantly improving the technology behind their tools, and they're incorporating AI without any problem whatsoever because it makes it easier. It makes it so we're able to have effects in just a low budget television production that would have been insanely expensive just a few decades ago in the film industry. And so as these technologies develop, we really get spoiled by the amount of things that are possible even on a very low budget. All right, the third and final argument that I hear from a lot of people who don't use AI and don't want to use AI is that this idea of writers like to write, so why would you use AI? And I get this. This is kind of a valid concern. Like, why would a writer, if they are truly a writer, replace the writing process with AI? If you use AI, isn't that a sign that you don't like writing and therefore shouldn't be a writer? But what this argument fails to realize is that writing is not just one thing. It is a multi-step process that you have to go through in order to actually create a finished written product. Here's a sample of some of the different things that you have to have in the writing process. First of all, there's brainstorming, there's plotting, there's character development, there's world building. There might be just troubleshooting of story issues and things. You might hire a book coach or someone to walk you through your outline, if you have one, to try and find inconsistencies, different troubleshooting issues at that stage. Then, of course, there's the actual writing of the first draft. Then there's revision after revision after revision. There's developmental editing. There's line editing. There's proofreading. There's managing beta readers and getting a lot of feedback on your book, and then doing more revision after that. And then, of course, there's the packaging and the formatting of the book to make it presentable. There might be some art involved and everything. And so it's just a really lengthy process of actually creating a book. And that's not even touching on all of the many different processes that you'll need to learn for marketing and promotion and publishing. And notice that actually writing that first draft is only one of the many steps on this list. And yet it is the one that most people spend the most time on, when I believe that the most time should be spent on the outlining and the revision stages, especially on the revision. If you are a discovery writer and you don't like to have an outline, then you should spend a whole lot more time on revision. I've seen so many authors talk about this, that the true way that authors excel is by really just spending that time on revision and just making it perfect. If you don't like the revision process, then you need to be spending more time on the outlining process in order to kind of like stop some of the issues that you might have to revise later before they even begin. I would argue that those two processes are more important than the first draft. The first draft is just getting words on the page as fast as you can, because it's then much easier to make that prose better in the revision stage. You're not actually doing most of the work in the first draft stage. And yet most people do spend most of their time on that first draft because they think that's what writing is, and it's not. But my point is this: it's a multi-step process, and AI can help with any one of those steps. So if you really love the process of actually writing out that first draft, go for it. Knock yourself out. You should be spending more time on that because that's what gives you joy. But I guarantee you that there was a spot on that list that I gave you that you don't care for that much, and that you probably put the minimal amount of effort into. Well, this is where AI can help. AI can take that thing that you just don't like and you might not be as good at it and raise it to a manageable level, and then give you a lot more time to focus on the part of the writing process that you do like. For me personally, I spend most of my time on the outlining phase, and I don't really use AI for that process other than maybe to brainstorm here and there when I get stuck. But generally, when you look at an outline that I created, every word there was actually typed out or dictated by me. And then I do use AI in helping with the first draft. And then when we get to the revision stage, that's also mostly me. I actually used to hate the revision stage, but that was back when I was writing the first draft myself. And now that I'm using AI, I actually quite enjoy the revision quite a bit more because I'm able to get a finished, polished draft that's better than what I was able to do before. That is where AI is most useful. It's to lift you up where you are the worst so that you can spend more time on that area where you are the best. And so I make it a point to not prescribe how people should or shouldn't use AI, because I understand people have different choke points. There are parts of that process that are much more difficult for some than for others. People with neurodivergence, for example, have a really hard time with that first draft usually. And so getting a little help with the AI, I absolutely support. So allow them to focus more on what they might enjoy. And think about it, if you were writing a film script, you're not also going to be acting in the film and editing the film and adding the VFX and the sound and everything. No, you stick to what you do best, which is writing the film, and then you hand it off to somebody else. That's on a larger scale, but that's essentially what we're talking about here with AI. For all of the different steps in the writing process, it's not just one thing, it is many things. And so getting people to collaborate with you on these things is a great idea. I know some co-authors who work together very closely, where one of the authors will write the outline, and then the second author will write the first draft, and then the first author will go through and edit that first draft. And they split the royalties and everything, and that works really great. And you can do a similar collaborative process with AI. Now, if you'd like to know more about how to use AI as a productivity collaborative tool like I've described, I have a video here all about how to write a book in 2024 using AI models. So go ahead and check that video out, and I will see you in the next video.